In this movie, we see a world where humans and dinosaurs exist together. Many years ago, a great catastrophe wiped out most of the dinosaurs, but a few survived by living underground. They couldn't come to the surface, and their population kept growing beneath the earth. Then, a few years ago, a massive explosion occurred, opening a huge pathway to the outside world. Through this path, dinosaurs began coming out, but the air and water above ground weren't suitable for them. Many died, but some managed to survive in specific areas, mainly around seas and islands where the environment suited them. These places became dangerous, and humans stopped visiting them. Only a few select companies were allowed access to study the dinosaurs and gather information about these creatures. In 2010, a company called InGen built a laboratory on one of these islands. There, geneticists and scientists researched dinosaur mutations, altering their DNA to make them stronger and more dangerous. They collected blood from various dinosaurs, changing their genetic makeup. InGen had already mutated mini dinosaurs, keeping them in large containers. Their latest subject was a T-Rex. But during the mutation process, a worker's mistake caused the machinery to malfunction, halting the experiment midway. The once sleeping T-Rex woke up, broke free, and unleashed chaos throughout the lab, killing many people mercilessly. It was clear this T-Rex had been heavily mutated. It was larger, more dangerous, and fiercer than ever. Terrified, the scientists abandoned the lab and never returned. 17 years passed. The story jumps from 2010 to 2027. Now we meet Martin, an employee of a major pharmaceutical company called Parker, which produced medicines for deadly diseases. At this time, a severe heart disease was spreading worldwide, affecting almost every second person. Research showed the situation would worsen, and soon 1 in 5 people would be infected. Parker Company realized that creating a cure would not only save lives, but also bring them enormous profit. Their research revealed dinosaurs could help develop the medicine. Being massive creatures, dinosaurs had large, powerful hearts. Parker believed that extracting blood from dinosaurs could help them create the cure. They tasked Martin with leading a mission to collect blood from 3 types of dinosaurs, those on land, in water, and in the air. Knowing he couldn't do this alone, he began forming a team. First, he approached Zora, a former Special Forces commander, skilled in combat, weaponry, and survival in dangerous conditions. Since the mission location was hazardous, Zora was the perfect choice. Martin offered her $10 million to join him and explained the mission in detail, stressing it would be entirely secret, as the government would never allow such an illegal operation. Initially hesitant, Zora agreed due to the huge payment. Next, Martin recruited a scientist with deep knowledge of dinosaurs. The scientist agreed, not for money, but because of his passion for dinosaurs. This was his chance to see them up close and learn more about them. Still, the team wasn't complete. Zora introduced Martin to 2 of her former Special Forces colleagues, one an expert in combat and weapons, the other a strong fighter and skilled sailor, capable of navigating a ship and handling any trouble at sea. With them, the team grew to 5. After preparations, they set off on a ship, joined by 2 more people, making a total of 7. Studying the map, they found that water dinosaurs were concentrated around a certain island. Martin explained that this was the same island where InGen had conducted mutation experiments years ago before the lab was shut down after the accident. It was clear this was the location from the beginning of the story. Confident, the team continued toward their mission. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to a small boat in the sea, carrying a boy named Teresa, his 2 siblings, and their father. They were enjoying a trip, moving from one spot to another, when suddenly sea creatures surrounded their boat. These were actually water dinosaurs, and they began ramming the boat repeatedly until it overturned. All 4 passengers fell into the water, but fortunately, the dinosaurs left, allowing them to survive. They quickly reached the spot where Teresa's family was stranded. Teresa's father set his radio frequency to his location and sent out distress signals. These signals were soon picked up by the team's ship. Zora's friend realized that someone nearby needed help, as the location had also been sent along with the signal. After checking, they found that the family was about 45 kilometers away, and their own ship was already close to their destination, the island. Martin refused to turn back, insisting they should finish their mission first, but Zora's companion, being a good man, ignored Martin's orders and steered the ship toward the family. They soon reached them and rescued all four, bringing them aboard. Teresa's father explained everything that had happened in the sea. Hearing this, the team understood that the attackers had been aquatic dinosaurs. Almost immediately, large aquatic dinosaurs began ramming the ship. Instead of panicking, the team became excited, realizing they could now complete their first task. The scientists revealed a clever plan. They had a special gun equipped with a syringe, needle, and container. When fired at a dinosaur, the needle would pierce its body, filling the container with blood. Once full, a parachute attached to the container would deploy, allowing them to retrieve it easily. Spotting a dinosaur, Zora quickly fired the needle gun and successfully collected its blood. Their first task was complete, and the team was overjoyed. But soon, more aquatic dinosaurs attacked the ship, ramming it violently. Zora's companions opened fire to drive them away, but this only made the creatures more aggressive. One dinosaur lunged close, grabbed one of Zora's companions, and devoured him in front of everyone, sending shock through the team. The attacks continued, shaking the ship so hard that Teresa fell into the water. Her siblings and father immediately jumped in to save her, and they all swam toward a nearby island. Zora's remaining companion managed to steer the ship toward the island, but it crashed into rocks, leaving it badly damaged. Fortunately, they survived. As soon as they stepped onto the island, a massive dinosaur appeared and brutally killed one of the newly joined members, claiming another life. Fear gripped the group as they realized returning home by their damaged ship was impossible. Zora calmed them, revealing she had prepared a backup plan. She had arranged for another team to arrive the next day with a rescue helicopter. The goal was to finish their work that day and reach a high point on the island so the helicopter could spot them. They would only have a few minutes before it left. Zora's companion, however, warned them that the island was extremely dangerous, full of deadly dinosaurs. The rescue team would not risk staying long and might assume they had died if they couldn't be found. Meanwhile, Teresa and her family were in another part of the island, searching for help. Zora's team focused on collecting the remaining 2 dinosaur blood samples before morning. The island was strange, filled with unusual animals, insects, and various dinosaurs. Soon they found a large field full of land-dwelling, plant-eating dinosaurs. Moving quietly, they collected blood samples without being noticed. Now they had 2 samples. Only the flying dinosaur's blood was left. Knowing the flying dinosaur was fast and dangerous, Zora and the scientists decided to take blood from its eggs instead. Near a large rock, they found a nest and collected blood from an egg. But the mother dinosaur returned, furious to see them near her nest. She attacked and killed one of their companions. Zora, the scientist, her friend, and Martin escaped with all 3 samples. As darkness fell, the team and Teresa's family reached the old abandoned engine laboratory, thinking it would be safe. But mutated, bloodthirsty dinosaurs lurked there, even more dangerous than those outside. They narrowly escaped multiple attacks when Martin revealed his betrayal, taking all 3 blood containers and pulling a gun on them. Suddenly, the largest and most dangerous T-Rex appeared, the same mutated dinosaur from the start that had destroyed the engine lab years ago. It attacked, killing Martin and causing the blood samples to fall. Zora grabbed them just as the rescue helicopter arrived, but the T-Rex destroyed it, killing the pilots. Spotting an old engine ship nearby, they decided to escape using it. As they boarded, the T-Rex charged toward them. Zora's partner noticed it was drawn to bright light and chose to sacrifice himself to save the others. Lighting a flare, he ran away, luring the dinosaur. Zora tried to stop him, but he insisted there was no other way. Teresa's father started the ship and they began to leave. When the flare's light went out, Zora feared her friend had been killed. But soon another flare lit up. He was alive. She steered the ship toward him and they pulled him aboard. As they sailed away, the scientist told Zora that Martin had planned to sell the blood samples to a single company, which would monopolize the cure and sell it at high prices, making it unaffordable for the poor. They decided instead to distribute the samples among multiple companies so that medicine could be made widely available to everyone. With that decision, their mission ended, and they finally left the deadly island behind.